17 days of incessant, non-stop shelling, firing, explosions and aftermath of mass destruction of the Ukraine war. There's no other word for it because the devastation coming to the fore is absolutely massive. The Ukrainian officials are now alleging, though, that the mayor of the Melitopol city, Ivan Fedorov, has been kidnapped after he refused to cooperate with the Russian military that has started to occupy the city. That is the image on your screen, a CCTV footage capturing the entire incident. Anton Gerashenko, who's advisor to Ukraine's Minister of Internal Affairs, is alleging that Ivan Fedorov refused to cooperate and then he was detained at the city crisis center, where he was actually in charge of the city's life support. While Russia has not yet commented on the incident, Ukraine has said Russian forces kidnapped him after falsely accusing him of terrorism. But on the other side, on your screen, these are the protests breaking out in the city while the war is on. Thousands of residents marching to the administration building, demanding the release of the mayor. Ukrainian President Zelensky has said kidnapping of the mayor of the Melitopol is a war crime against democracy, and the actions of the Russian occupiers will be equated to those of the IS terrorists.
Сьогодні у Мелітополі окупанти захопили мера міста Івана Федорова. Мера, який мужньо захищає Україну та людей у своїй громаді. Очевидно, що це ознака слабкості.
17 days now and the Russian troops are getting closer to the capital city, Kyiv. But the Ukrainian forces are saying they're giving a tough fight and they will not bow down. What in turn is happening across Ukraine is this. Air raid sirens, heavy shelling can be heard constantly in the outskirts of the capital city. Overnight shelling, Russian airstrikes have also been reported in the southern city of Ukraine, which is Mykolaiv. Several parts of the Donetsk city's Volnovakha area has also been destroyed by the bombardment. Remember, Kyiv, the second largest city of Ukraine, is under relentless bombardment, and this is the aftermath on your screen. Several residents taking shelter in metro stations with the devastating aftermath of buildings. The city in complete ruins now. So take a look now of how massive explosions that are rocking the Kyiv city also on day 17 of Russia's invasion. There was an attack on a building next to a bank in Kyiv. In turn, it left debris and even shrapnels from the shelling all across the street. Our senior executive editor Gaurav Sawant has been in Ukraine, constantly reporting, and this is the ground report he sent.
Series of explosions on day 17 of the Ukraine-Russia conflict. There was an explosion, a loud blast and fire in this building inside Kyiv. Now, this is a residential area in Ukraine, in Kyiv. This was targeted. Multiple explosions have been reported on the outskirts of Kyiv. There were explosions and massive explosions reported in Irpin, in Bucha, in Brovary. But this is inside Kyiv. Fire brigade officials still here trying to put out that fire. You also had some other officials who came and collected some shrapnel, some debris, and they're trying to figure out whether this was a rocket strike or an unmanned combat aerial vehicle or a kamikaze drone that came and crashed into this building. The question that's also being asked is, why was this building targeted? This is a bank. There are some other offices in this area, but there are also residential areas and localities here. We are told a large number of people had already vacated this area, but some others who hadn't are now quickly vacating this area and going. You can see debris here, you can see shrapnel here. The damage and destruction seen on the rooftop and in adjoining areas. There's a bank right next door, and cash vans are now quickly getting out of this area with all the cash that was stored in this bank. But why was this place targeted inside Kyiv? because attacks have been taking place in Irpin, in Bucha, in Brovary, and people have vacated those areas. But those attacks have been taking place because the Russians are moving in from there. Why was a locality inside Kyiv targeted, which does not have any military installation close to it? And we've been speaking to not just residents but others who live and work here, and they insist that there is no military installation here. So why was this place targeted? Was a UCAV shot down? Did an unmanned combat aerial vehicle come and strike this building? Was it an accident? There is no clarity on that, but the debris and shrapnel are being collected and more details are being ascertained. But officials now say that people are now leaving this area out of fear. With cameraman Pawan Kumar in Kyiv, Ukraine, Gaurav Sawant for India Today.
Look at the graffiti here on the main bridge. Europe, wake up. Tomorrow, Lind, I don't know. I mean, it's about that Europe needs to stand with Ukraine right now. This is what this graffiti means here. And I'm right now crossing the bridge on Dnipro River, which is of very much strategic importance. This huge convoy of vehicles behind me are the vehicles leaving Brovary right now, entering inside Kyiv. This is the area where intense fighting is taking place between Russians and the Ukrainian forces. And these people are trying to flee Brovary and nearby areas to enter inside the Kyiv city. Rajesh Pawar for India Today.
Remember, day 17 now, and this is now proving to be the fiercest battle that has started between the Russian and Ukrainian forces, because it is eventually for the capital city, Kyiv, which, if gets taken over by Russia, will mean the final assault has succeeded. But Ukraine is claiming that Russian troops have infiltrated inside the city. They have destroyed key establishment. Remember, the 64-kilometer-long military convoy that was last seen near the Antonov airport has also been redeployed just at the door of the capital city. What does Kyiv look like right now? In this report.
After 2 weeks of non-stop bombing and fierce battle, Vladimir Putin's forces have infiltrated Kyiv. Russia's special troops are targeting key establishments in the capital city. Ukraine claims Russian soldiers are trying to enter Kyiv in civil dress.
So we are expecting enemy from any hour, and because they are absolutely nearby Kyiv, our army would like and try to stop them. But some people, some soldiers try to go inside of Kyiv because they have order, and so our order is to stop them, and so to absolutely to kill all possible enemies. They are trying to use civil cars, they are trying to use civil clothes, to come inside Kyiv. They have weapons, and the question is that it's rather dangerous, and so we'll try to infiltrate them, to stop them, and sometimes when their tanks are blocked or, for example, fired, so they try to go inside of Kyiv, and so the question is to infiltrate first of all them and to destroy and, of course, to kill them.
As the battle for Kyiv intensifies, Ukrainian soldiers have refused to bow down. They have vowed to fight back against the aggressor Russia.
Okay, it is interesting. It's quite wide, and the Russians are, some distance away. Should there be a forward movement and advance, what's the tactical strategy to stop the Russians?
I can't see you about all our plan, but we're ready and we're waiting. No problem.
What would worry Ukraine is the movement of 64-kilometer-long Russian battle convoy that was seen last near Antonov Airport in Kyiv. The huge convoy is now redeployed to Kyiv, another indication that the capital is about to see a final assault.
Trenches have been dug up to ensure that there is enough protection and defense for the Ukrainian forces to ward off the Russian invasion. Russian forces are here just a distance away, not that far away. We will not give out the logistics, but this is one of the frontline areas where trenches have been dug up. Officers over here say in a matter of 2 or 3 days, these trenches, community also coming in to help in the digging of the trenches. Bunkers have been set. They're all prepared, all set to take on the Russian forces. With British journalist Syed Mohsin in the frontline area of Ukraine. Geeta Mohan for India Today.
Now remember, the highest level talks between Russia and Ukrainian foreign ministers in Turkey ended without a breakthrough. So on the ground, the city of Mariupol, for example, still is surrounded by the Russian troops, keep on raiding this city also regularly. Here's a news report about how the city of Mariupol and Ukraine looks like right now. I want you to now understand how the ground situation is. It is primarily about day 17, where across different cities, whether it is Mykolaiv, whether it is Volnovakha in Donetsk, whether it is Baryshivka within the Kyiv city, or the second largest city, Kharkiv, that is facing relentless bombardment, or even Dnipro now. There is only destruction, debris, explosions, fire, and civilians fleeing. This is what the country of Ukraine looks like on day 17. Leaving you with these visuals. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. I'll be back shortly.